Hey guys, I just wanted to do a really quick video because there's some awesome news that just came out. Looks like Julian Assange is free and will be able to return home to Australia as he reached a plea deal with the United States. Um, you know, I'll read this to you. I don't like this, but I do like this in the same hand. So, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has entered into a plea deal with the U.S. government, bringing an end to a years-long international saga over his handling of national security secrets. Assange is preparing to plead guilty to a single count of conspiring to obtain and disclose information related to the national defense in the U.S. federal court in Saipan in the Northern Mariana Islands, a U.S. Commonwealth in the Pacific this week, according to newly filed court papers. Under the terms of the agreement, Assange faces a sentence of 62 months, equivalent to the time he has already served at Belmarsh Prison in the United Kingdom, while fighting extradition to the United States. He is expected to be released and returned to his home country of Australia following the court proceeding later this week. You know, they should have dropped these charges. He should not be pleading guilty to anything. He's not guilty, but I totally understand. It's like a lot of the J6 people who pled guilty to things that they didn't do in order to just not have to go to prison, because we know the U.S. government is lying and made stuff up. But what are you going to do? You have charges. You are facing prison. And the man has been in prison for a very long time. Even when he was hiding out in the embassy, he couldn't go anywhere. So this is good news, but it's bittersweet for me because I think all charges should have been dropped and he should not have been charged with a damn thing. He should have just been, released. Basically. Australian leaders have been lobbying the Biden administration to drop the criminal case for years. President Biden confirmed at a news conference in April that American authorities have been considering such a move. A federal grand jury in Virginia indicted Assange on espionage and computer misuse charges in 2019 in what the Justice Department described as one of the largest compromises in classified information in American history. So 2019, for some reason I was thinking, I think the files were released in the 90s. I believe. I can't remember. This is just going off the top of my head. So the indictment accused Assange of conspiring with then military private Chelsea Manning to obtain then published secret reports about the Afghanistan and Iraq wars and sensitive U.S. diplomatic cables. Prosecutors said Assange published those materials on his site WikiLeaks without properly scrubbing them of sensitive information. This is complete BS. What he didn't scrub it of is our crimes. That's what they're saying. The videos weren't scrubbed of the crimes that we committed, and that's what they're pissed off about. They got busted committing war crimes, and they're embarrassed. Egg on their face. However, the U.S. has faced no repercussions for that, for the crimes that they committed, but Julian Assange has been in prison for all these years. Make that make sense. No responsible actor, journalist, or otherwise would purposefully publish the name of individuals he or she knew to be confidential human sources in a war zone, exposing them to gravest of dangers, said former Assistant Attorney General John Demers at the time of that incident. Manning was arrested in 2010 and served 7 years in prison before President Barack Obama commuted her sentence. Assange's case attracted support from the human rights and journalist groups, including Amnesty International and the Committee to Protect Journalists, fearing the Espionage Act case against Assange could create precedent for charging journalists with national security crimes. And that's exactly what it does. I mean, now it kind of does set a precedent now, so now he's charged in the United States and he'll never be able to come to the United States or one of our territories. So, but at least he gets to go home. You know what I mean? Like when I think about it, how I would do it, I probably would have done the same thing. The guy has a wife, he has a life and he hasn't been able to live it. And now he can at the very least, go live his life and put this as much behind him as he can. But the charges should have been dropped outright. Ultimately, Swedish police withdrew the accusations, but next authorities his interactions with justice system have followed a Byzantine path. Assange spent 7 years hiding in the Ecuadorian embassy in London after Swedish officials accused him of sexual assault, an arrangement that appeared to frustrate both Assange and his hosts. Ultimately, Swedish police withdrew their accusations, but next authorities in the UK took him into custody for allegedly violating bail. Then the American government sought to extradite him, a process that limped through the courts for years. The plea deal averts more legal proceedings over the extradition that had been set for early July. So we can look at this as good news. He's free. He gets to go home, and that's going to be finished later this week. And again, I'm happy about that, but I just think it's complete BS that he still has any charge to this whatsoever, because all he did was highlight war crimes that we committed, the United States. And I say we because, as you know, if you pay your taxes, you give the government money, you are complicit. And we were complicit in that. So, I mean, we definitely didn't want it to happen. We're anti-war. We really are. But, you know, we basically helped them. So let's celebrate. Julian Assange is free. Share this video. Let everybody know Julian Assange is free. I'll see you guys in the vlog tomorrow. Peace.